There you go, check it out. A new unboxing for you, my friends. This is obviously from AR Racing. A lot of you have already seen the thumbnail, you've already seen the title, but for those that haven't, I'll go in and say that this is a 1/4 scale off-road motorbike. Now, yes, I have had quarter scales in the studio before. In fact, the last one I had was my Ghost Rider, which was the Venom VMX 450. No longer available. In fact, the one I had didn't even have an e-Gyro in the back wheel. For those that don't know what an e-Gyro is, don't worry, I'll fill in the blanks as we go. But check it out. I wanted to get a new one in the studio so we could actually have a look at what's current on the market. Now, there are several different manufacturers of quarter scale bikes. AR Racing is actually out of Italy, a company that's close to Milan. They started up in 2006, 2007, and they have a variety of bikes. In fact, I'll put a link in the video description box down below for those that are interested to armodeling.com. You go down to that site, they'll show you that they have nitro bikes, they have electric bikes, almost ready to run on-road and off-road. So they basically they have a few bikes, they've modified them all for you to take out to whatever terrain or scenario that you have, right? If you're an on-road fan, you want speed, they got a speed bike for you. You know, this one here, we'll turn it around, is the quarter scale off-road motorbike with the electric gyro, the AR003. You can see here mechanical gyro, on-road bike, and they have two different models, right? So go ahead, go check out their nitro version if you're into that. For where I am in the world, it gets too cold, and nitro becomes finicky for me for about a half year and makes filming difficult. So I like the plug and play ability of the electrics. Some of the specs they have on the side for you to see, just obviously the length, the weight, and the height. The weight. They have the weight, but not here. The length, the width, and the height. The wheelbase, of course, is there. It's 370 millimeters for those that want to know. Check it out. A 4300 brushless motor. Nice, quick, fairly quick. A 35 amp brushless ESC. It's not like it's super high amp, but a 2-wheel RC. It's going to take me a lot of practice just to kind of get used to the e-Gyro that this thing has here. Comes with, does it, a 3200 mAh LiPo 2-cell. I'll have to check that out. And it comes with a 2.4 gigahertz radio system. Sweet! So if you got a couple of bikes, which we do, we're going to run them out on the track and see if we can have some fun with them. But I wanted to unbox this one here for you guys today so you could at least have a look at what's going on. Ugh. Shall we do some movie magic for you? Ta-da! Amazing! Don't be shy, come on in, come on in. There you go. Okay, so this is the motorcycle unboxed. Look at the suspension flex on the back. I'll back it up so you can see. This is actually a steel chain, aluminum chassis. Check that. This is a metal. I haven't gone into it too much. I just got a chance to unbox it and have a look. I'm excited about this. The driver itself is plastic. You can turn it. I wonder if I should get a servo in there so when we're turning the bike, he turns his head as well. Let me pick up the camera and give you a once around the bike so you get a good close look. Quarter scale brushless off-road motorbike. Steel bike chain, wheelie function, 360-degree turn, aluminum frame, perfect, easy, accessible battery box. I'm excited about that. Okay, I could get into this. I certainly will because it's going to teach me how to operate the bike and how to identify things. I want to see where the battery box is. A nice explosion of the bike in case I need to put something back together. Very nice, even the back wheel. Sweet, and all the parts. All right, precautions, yes, and warnings before operating, use and handling. I'll make sure to read those before I do anything. Here is a nice look right up close at the bike. Let's have a look at the chain. Very cool. Looks like a nice big shock in the back for suspension. I'm discovering this at the same time you guys are. It's a fairly thick back tire. Nice and knobby, I like that. Well, just to give you an idea, there's the size of my thumb right there. Tire's quite large. Nice overview look. It's pretty big, like it's a decent size. I would say it's definitely a quarter scale. The radio looks pretty straightforward. Oop. I have not turned on the bike yet. I just wanted to explore it with you guys as I was having a look. Now, does the driver come off? Yep. So you can just simply pull the handle or pull his hands off the handles. His feet actually are on posts. The posts go right up the feet to hold him in place. Move the driver. Look at this. You can move him, but he can't sit up at all. He's kind of stuck in that position. It might have something to do with balance or just maybe the way that they had actually molded this character. Amazing that his feet move like that, though. All of his joints move except his knees don't straighten and his back, but he's in a sitting position, you know. So cool. Let's have a look at the bike up close. Ugh. Right on. So a freewheeling front wheel, looks nice and straight. The colors are quite striking. I like that. I'm just looking at how it turns. Okay, so some of those pieces I was looking at in the parts bag earlier are for steering. It looks like they have these arms that come off. Can't see it in the light. There you go. Look at that. Those are like control arms that are being controlled from the servo. I'm interested in this. I want to see more. The manufacturers are probably watching this right now going, they're not called arms. Everybody's got their own name for it, eh? Wow, cool. Check it out. You could almost change this into a trials bike just by removing that. Okay, let's back up the camera a little bit and give you a wider view. There you go. This kind of gives you an idea of the size of the bike right there, hey? Length of an arm. Even though we could just go by the measurements. Okay, so here is steering sensitivity right here. You see, those are springs on either side. If I can get enough light in there to show you. There we go. So you can adjust the steering tension. So the reason it's doing this is while it's driving and it's kind of like hitting rocks and stuff, it's not killing your servo. You dig it? You can adjust that as you go, and if you get your own bike, I'm sure you can experiment, and I'll be experimenting as I go as well to see what the best steering setup is. So there is the receiver. Everything's plugging in there. The on-off switch. Here is the ESC. It is waterproof, my friends. Yes, you heard that right. You can drive this through puddles. I wouldn't completely immerse it, of course, but that's something that you can do. Let me see. The battery is actually in the machine. So I'm gonna have a look here. Just pop open the bottom. Hey, that's pure luck on my part. Is that it has two pins on either side that it just squeezes into like this, ta-da, and out. So there's the battery. It does come with the 3200 2S, so that's cool. One of the things I noticed though, it is a short pack. So I bet you I'll need to go and get some extra batteries. We'll see, hey? Something that fits in there, but nonetheless, at least it comes with one. It does have a balance plug on it, and it is an ultra plug or a Dean's connector, depending on how you guys call it. So there is the brushless under there. Really straightforward on the drive. Now let's talk about a gyro, an e-Gyro. A mechanical gyro and an e-Gyro. All these different gyros, what do they do? Well, in essence, a gyro in here is a series of gears and whatnot and weights. And really it spins inside the tire without you guys seeing it. It's actually in there when you start up the machine. The gyro will fire up and it'll start to spin itself inside. Why is this important and why would it do that? It seems kind of weird. I would agree with that because when I first learned about an e-Gyro, I was also kind of confused about exactly what it was and why it was supposed to be helping me. With a spinning and rotating mass inside this tire, and it's already spinning upright, it's just like a motorcycle, right? When a motorcycle's going straight or you kind of spin a hula hoop and it's kind of rolling down, it steadies itself. The faster it's going, the steadier it becomes. And so what's happening is, because we're actually driving this bike at a lower speed with an e-gyro in there being controlled by the ESC, it's spinning in there at a speed where we're able to drive the bike a lot slower, and it's still going to be stabilized because of the inside gyro making sure it's staying upright to its best of its ability. You guys will see as I practice with this bike more and get a little bit better, and we do have two of the bikes here, so when we're racing at the track and figuring it out, we'll be able to show you, you know, like even though it's kind of flopping from side to side, it rights itself and you're able to power through and to have a good time. So RC bikes have come a long way in a short period of time. It's generally stayed the same technology, but with the invention of the gyros, it's making it a lot easier to keep them upright. Now, granted, I'm probably going to have to get 2, 3, or 4 packs under my belt before anything happens and I become a half decent driver, but I am prepared for that this time. So, yes, it is winter for me, and it's going to start snowing shortly. And yeah, we've already had some snow, and it will be a challenge to have this out on the track. But at the same time, I am excited for a new challenge, because all the way through the year, we're going to have opportunities to run this bike and the other one that we brought in, so we could have 2 for your viewing pleasure. So there you go, my friends. The AR Racing cross bike, the RTR, ready to run. Does come with a radio, does come with a battery. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed the show today, and it gives you a good look at what you can expect when you unbox an AR bike. So thanks a lot. Hopefully we've earned your subscription, and you get to follow along in future episodes of RC Adventures when we feature this bike, and you won't have to miss out on anything. See you guys in the next episode. Have fun, get out and RC.